like to welcome everybody to our fall 2021 Folio launch, Recalibrate. This is our first in-person party since the advent of COVID. So we're really excited. So thank you for being here today. I am Daniel Baird. I'm the faculty advisor for the class that produces our literary magazine Folio. I'd also like to introduce the people who worked on this magazine. The first is our literary editor, Amy Schaefer. If you just kind of waved to everybody there, she's right here. Then we have our design editor. Where are you at, Allison? Okay, she's elsewhere. If she comes in, I'll show you. She does our web. So if you look at the web, it's really wonderfully designed. So we thank her for that. We also have Rissa. She is the student in the class who have put in a lot of work and staff on the Folio. She also produced, if you notice, we have a little logo. This is new this year. We've added it to the website. We'll be using it in the future, the logo for Folio. So the course that produces this, they do everything. They solicit the submissions. Then they go through, they read through them, decide which ones to publish, which ones not to. And they go through the editing, take it to the printer. So they learn about the whole process and cycle of producing this magazine. I'd like to read just a brief bit of why we have called this Recalibrate. Recalibrate, to assess, set, or adapt to a situation, to make soulful adjustments, a period of self-reflection. The ability to take a step back and breathe in possibility, a re-examination of being, mending one's wounds and the acceptance of scars, leaving phantoms behind, restoring your will to take the next step, a shift of perspective, a new day, a remedy to self-doubt, a reassessment of expression and self, a chance to live in the world or hide from it. While 2020 was a difficult time for many, 2021 has offered a time for self-reflection, adjustment, and self-care, a time to recalibrate. So for tonight, Amy will be the MC, so I will invite her to come up here.
Sorry, folks, I'm super short. If you can't see me, I'll kind of get on my tippy toes. So like Daniel was saying, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We are thrilled to be able to have an event. And we've got so many submissions. We got over 125 submissions. Actually, over 125 went into the book, so, and online. So the first thing I want to do is talk about our cover, which was actually, sorry. I want to talk about our cover, which is actually two photos from the same artist. Her name is Tamara Rachel, and happens to be a very good friend of mine. And what we did, if you folks have a copy, it's actually two of her photos kind of put into one. And that was done by our amazing design editor, Allison. But we want to commemorate this by having Tamara come up. Oh, you knew I was going to do it. Come on up. We have something for you. So Tamara actually had a lot of really cool photos, and we had a really hard time going through all of the art. So we picked two. And so thanks to Allison and Tamara, this is what we came up with. Yep, so this is the actual proof. And has little things. So I'm gonna let Tamara say a couple of things about how this came together.
always have something to say. Sorry, y'all. No, I'm incredibly honored and so flattered that they chose my art for this. It's something that I kind of just do for my heart and soul. It's not something that I typically share with people very often, which maybe I should do a little bit more of. But sometimes I need a push. Mostly the push comes from Amy. Let's be honest. But yeah, this is kind of one thing. I don't know how many of you actually know me, but I'm definitely a domestic violence awareness advocate. And photography and nature and things like that is what brought me back to be able to find me and my happiness and my love. So this is huge. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Tamara. Okay, so we often have students in our class. This term we had an awesome student to come and help curate this, and she's going to talk about some of our editor's choice pieces. Her name is Rissa Green.
Hi everyone, I'm Rissa. I'm the student in Folio, and I'm here to present all of the editor's choice recipients. And editor's choice basically for us are the works of art, whether it be literary or just artistic in nature. And they just kind of have been the favorite for all of us combined. So if I call your name, I'd like to have you come up so that I could present you a certificate. Our first one I would like to come up is Lewis. If he's here. Yeah. Louis Savage, is he not? Okay. Next, Anna Holt, if she's here, could I have her come up? Okay. All right, Anna Holt, all of her artwork is in the back, but she's just had some amazing art, and we really like the style that she had. And the one that she's receiving the award for is Summer Heat. Would you like to talk about it just a little? Sure. Okay.
Well, I feel very honored, and I was surprised to get this distinction because I'm an amateur painter. Taught myself how to paint a few years ago, but I was always a lover of art and all related to art. I'm from Peru, and been here in this country for 15 years, so I really appreciate the opportunity to have my piece of work show and appreciate it. Thank you.
Honestly, it was an incredible piece of work. We loved it. And then our next one is going to be our literary choice. Her name is Paige, and I apologize if I butcher your last name. Is it Shoss? Souse. If you'd like to come up, I'd like to present your award. So basically with this one, this poetry was very thought-provoking and just very interesting in nature. And it was just one of the best submissions, I think, that we had. And it definitely is one that hopefully when you guys read it, you think the same. So I'd like to present Paige with the One Voice, One Mind certification. And would you like to read your poem? Okay.
Okay, so this is a reverse poem. So you read it one direction and it has one message, and then you read it. So you read it from the top to the bottom, it has one message. From the bottom to the top, it has a different message. I titled this One Voice, One Mind. I don't matter, and I refuse to believe that I can make a difference in the world. I realize this may come as a shock, but I have a voice in this world is a lie. One person cannot make a change. One day I will tell my children I have my priorities straight because work and obedience is far more important than striving for change and happiness. I tell you this, once upon a time, individuals stood alone and made the world a better place. But this is not true of my era. People fear judgment and disapproval. Experts tell me millions must stand to make a difference. I don't conclude that one voice, one mind has the ability to change everything. In the future, no one will speak out for change. No longer can it be said that I can make an impact. It will be evident I have no power to make a difference. It is foolish to presume that I alone matter. I alone matter. It is foolish to presume that I have no power to make a difference. It will be evident I can make an impact. No longer can it be said that no one will speak out for change. In the future, one voice, one mind has the ability to change everything. I don't conclude that millions must stand to make a difference. Experts tell me people fear judgment and disapproval, but this is not true of my era. Individuals stood alone and made the world a better place once upon a time. I tell you this, striving for change and happiness is far more important than work and obedience. I have my priorities straight because one day I will tell my children, one person cannot make a change is a lie. I have a voice in this world. I realize this may come as a shock, but I can make a difference in the world, and I refuse to believe that I don't matter.
And with that, that comes to the end of our editor's choice. So I'm going to turn the time back to Amy.
Okay, so I'm gonna call up the next few readers a couple at a time. So actually, the first thing I want to say is I know it takes a lot to turn over your art to somebody to judge, and our judging is subjective, right? And I just want to thank all of you for going to that place and trusting us with your work. So that's just for me. Thanks. Okay, so the next three readers will be Chloe Hawkins, Kate Summers, and Bree Martinell. I hope I said your name right. Okay, so Chloe Hawkins, you're up next.
Thank you. Sorry, 1 second. So this is my poem, Lullaby for Gobby, and here is the man himself. You are a million years old, a porcelain face with a sunshine chipped nose. You are a midsummer day, dandelion puffs bloom around you as you lay. I found my four-leaf clover, whose charms I will forever hold closer.
Hi, my name is Kate Summers, and I'll be reading from my short story called The Kiss of Death. What felt like hours passed before my cracked lips parted, and I said, I do appreciate your kindness. Lucky to have chanced upon this cabin, ma'am. She turned to me, saying, You can call me Rose. Might I ask your name? I replied, Alfred, ma'am. I mean, Rose. It was eerie, the familiarity I felt to Rose, the same name as my mother who had died giving birth to me 24 years ago. As I stared back at the flickering fire, I couldn't help but feel a strange pain in my heart. Rose stood up next to me, looking down into my eyes, and she said, Why are you out here all alone? I sighed, not remembering, as I said, I don't know where I come from, and I don't know if I have anywhere to go. As I looked at her, Rose's face began warping, stretching into the grin I had seen on my father's face many times as he beat me, shifting again into the pinched, tearful look that was permanently etched on my grandmother's face. Who are you? Where is this place? I cried out. She replied, Hush, hush now. You're here. There isn't anything to worry about here. Her supple arms wrapped themselves around my body, enveloping me in darkness. Thank you.
Okay, so I have two. Hopefully my phone will stay with the battery. So the first one's called Poetry. It says, do people still write poetry? Do we still practice prose? Unleashing a soliloquy or comparing to a rose? Do we still wait with bated breath for what the truth unfolds? Or are we scared of laying bare what's written in our souls? And that was the first one. Thanks. And then the second one's called Puddle. Deep inside you, I see reflected worlds, an understanding of mine, but the perspective is new. To fall inside you is impossible. To touch your vision is forbidden to me. Cold soaking in my shoes and leaking out the corners, pushing and squeezing and always pouring out. Drops of electricity spiking my neck with questions, like small exclamation points which request an answer. Why and how? I hear the tires make the waves, the whoosh of water arching past, while I'm alone to gaze down into the town I can't travel to. Why are you standing alone in the freezing darkness that holds the sun captive? Find your home in the place that you know, warm and dry. Not below you, but before you and after you. Run. Run from the unknown. Run from the tears of heaven, just run. Their morning is beyond you and too full of questions. So run. Until you reach a home you know with a language that is clear with meaning, where the rules are unchanged and solid, in a box with 4 walls and 1 door that you lock behind you. Just run before the sea of unknown catches you and washes you away. Just run, run away home.
Thank you to our first readers. Okay, so the next 3, I hope I am not messing up names here. So first one is Nilda Davila, and then Megan Martinez and Jess Mohammed. Can you tell me how to say your name properly?
Yes, no problem. I don't have problem with that. Good night. My name is Nilda Davila. It's a short story, fictional, and the name is, oh, I lost it. Just a second. Endangered. My lonely life needs to stop for a while. It is time to go back. A magic magnetism is calling me. I am full of life. I have to go. Many questions come into my mind. Will I find my birthplace, my origins? Yes, using my GPS, I would. And my sisters, who were born with me in a such warm place, lit by a powerful full moon. May I find them too? Or would they probably not show signs of recognizing me? My only remembrance is a voice, silhouette, and a smell. Mama, let me take her. No, no, only help her to find her path to the sparkling foam. Please, Mama. No, no, it only helps to give her some breadcrumbs and Mother Nature will complete the path. Mother Nature never fails. I still recognize that voice, silhouette, and smell. because it played a crucial role in my life, helping me to survive. Going back to all those memories, I have to create my story. I must do it. I need someone to love, to fulfill my desire and needs, and I will choose it to complete my story. Fertility, love, and pleasure. I'm a powerful Venus. It's still to begin. Long trip, and finally I got it, thanks to my GPS. I need to rest. Love, pleasure, and fertility finally found. Not taking too long. I have to secure it, my body, and I am full of life, which I need to handle safely. I follow my GPS. I know I am not so far from my origins, my birthplace. I need to emerge and flow the full moonlight, pull out myself to wavy pale cream mat, all my life out of this beautiful wavy pale cream mat, and now return to it to create life. It is hard but magic. Magnetism is calling me and shouting to me, create life. This is the place, but it's different. Something happens. My urge to dig does not allow me to see what is different. I need to clear and clean, create a secure pit to have the life inside me, to save the life inside me. Finally, in my sacred chamber, I made it. I'm exhausted, but my duty is not ended. My trance began and I laid part of my life in the sacred chamber. My legs have cramps, but my duty is not finished. I need to camouflage my sacred chamber, to hide my treasure. The wavy pale cream mat will help me. It's important to protect, secure the part of my life I laid inside the sacred chamber. Finally, I have to return to the sparkling form. What is happening? I can do it. I am trapped. What is this mold that doesn't allow me to return to my sparkling flame? My full moon is disappearing and is becoming the brilliant golden boy. I began to hear different noises, screams, smells. What is happening? Oh, I am distinguish a voice, silhouette, and a smell. Criminals, this construction is illegal. You are not above the law. You are taking part of the coast shores where endangered species come to rest and make their nests. Mama, please keep calm. The guards are coming. No, I will not shut up my age. She is a tingler trap in the construction sand, and there probably is a nest under her. It's necessary to save her and her nest. We need to help Mother Nature and Lady Tinglad. We cannot be so different to what some humans are doing against Mother Nature and these cohabitants of our home, the Earth planet. Is she? Yes, she is. She will help me and my hidden treasure to survive again. Breaking news. Coastal defense groups demand protection of species and property in the public domain of Puerto Rico and the nesting areas of the sea turtles. July 28, 2021. Mother Nature never fails. Thank you.
Hi, my name is May Martinez. I'll be reading my poem, Rodney Powell. I have a secret, but I also have a battle to fight. Inside, everything churns as I sit to make my presence known. I am Black, I am proud. Yay, the war is won, right? Let's throw our hands in the air and say we were equal. My Black has finally earned the title equality for all, and still I am alone in my battle to feel completely equal. I've seen the potential of living my open life. I don't like the image. I combine my life with one. She provides me with the sun, yet does not provide me with the strength to accept my truth, but he does. I am gay. My gay is still fighting. My gay has little community. My gay will ride for quality once again, but must I choose my Black or my gay? I can only be one when in the sun, yet as dark closes in, I feel whole once more. I will no longer stand in the dark. I will show the world my light and my love. I am Black. I am gay. I am no longer fighting alone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jess. I use they, them pronouns. I'm going to be reading my piece titled Tried and Blocked. Ring, ring. My heart was racing. Calling the doctor's office is the worst. I had been contemplating making this call for months. Maybe I should hang up and try another day, I thought. I wasn't sure if this was something I was ready to pursue anyway. Since I came out as non-binary, I had been mulling over the idea of taking testosterone. Ring, ring. Nervous thoughts filled my head. I knew that many trans people had delayed or ruled out certain gender-affirming care options because of cost. I remembered trans friends rallying to raise donations for their $10,000 transition surgeries. Surgery wasn't on my wish list, but hormones were, and I didn't know how much these cost. Probably a lot. I doubt my transphobic parents would pay, and God knows if insurance would even accept my request. Hello, Dr. Lucanar's office. How can I help you? A politish voice said on the other end. I stumbled out of my nerve-driven daydream. Oh, hi. I'd like to make an appointment with Dr. Lucanar. Okay, what are you wanting to see her for? I could feel my heart thumping against my chest. Hormone treatment. Well, we usually see women for hormone treatment who are menopausal. Are you menopausal? I rolled my eyes knowing I'd get misgendered. No, I'm not a woman, I'm non-binary. I'm wanting a consultation for starting testosterone. The receptionist on the other end paused. I see. Well, then let's get you set up for an appointment. Whew, relief flushed over me as we set up the rest of the appointment. We had a date, time, and all of the information I needed to see this doctor. I was feeling proud for making this call despite all of the nerves I had leading up to this call. All good. Until they asked for my credit card and a $100 deposit. Deposit for a doctor's appointment? I asked with disbelief. Yeah, we just have a lot of people making consultation appointments and then canceling or not showing up. The deposit will be refunded after the appointment. Are you able to do that? Lady, are you serious? I live in a rent-controlled apartment working 50 hours a week just to get by. Wow, no, I don't have $100 to drop on a deposit. That was a surprise. Tears started to fill my eyes. Okay, well, give us a call back when you're able to make the deposit. Sorry about that. Shakily, I said, okay, thank you, bye. This was the highest recommended doctor for trans healthcare under my insurance. I was shocked that they even had a deposit because trans people are twice as likely to be living in poverty than the general population. That $100 was needed for groceries, for gas, for utility payments. I was back at the start. At least now I knew I'd have more than just the barrier of ignorance to keep me from gender affirming medical care. Small update, I was able to get that appointment and I'm now a month on testosterone. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Okay, so the next couple, I do want to let Allison know that William Stamp is not going to be here, so can cross off. I couldn't make it on time. And hold on, do I see Louis Chavez back there? I thought I did. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the next few readers, the first one will be Heather Graham. And then I will read, and then I will turn it over to Danielle Baird. I thought Louis was here, but Louis, is that? Nope. Okay. Well, what's that? Okay, hold on. We have a quick pause for a minute. Oh. Oh, but the editor's choice? Oh, you missed, okay. Sorry, I'm caught up now. Okay, we did have one more editor's choice. It looks like they're here a little bit late. We wanted to give you this certificate and see if you wanted to show your piece and speak about it.
Okay. Hi guys. So sorry that I'm late, but here's my piece. Well, it goes up there too. They are. Oh, they're turned off. Sorry, guys. But yeah, pretty much not sure kind of what to say. But yeah, kind of just happy to see that that my photography got recognized. Pretty nifty. Right, thank you guys.
Okay, now Heather Graham.
Don't get along well with microphones, sorry. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Heather. I'm going to read a poem called In Puddles. You wrote me prose about the rain, and now when it storms, I can't seem to think about anything else. I think of your marmalade words, your cotton candy smile, and the comfortable melodies of you. I think of the smell of the rain and the chemistry of it, plant oils and coffee soil, and splitting of atmospheric chemicals that form a scent, a moment, the chemical refrain of tuned orchestration and composition. This weather between us is waltzing in puddles and humming in the showers, chemistry, electricity, the dulcet cadence of a drizzle or a downpour, raindrops flooding our world with possibility, and the pitter-patter song of what could be. Thanks.
For the end of the night, I will definitely trip coming up here. Okay. So I have two pieces that I wrote for this term. And the first one comes from our the name of our book, Recalibrate. Recalibrate. Exhale from your lungs the weight that you have carried. Bring into focus what is viewed from this new lens, realigning your own stars. And then the next piece is called The Parts of Me. I just want to give a little context. I have MS and I was having a bad MS day. And so this is called The Parts of Me. I am a misdiagnosis. A should have been, a supposed to be, a get your affairs in order statistic. I am the white spot on an MRI, a gray matter explanation, an invisible disability, and a side glance from your eye. I am spinal taps and IVs, marionette limbs, and samples of brain tissue. I am the what ifs, the could have beens, and the nagging reminder that I'm not going anywhere. And now I'd like to introduce Daniel Baird, who is the Folio advisor for this term.
My mother wanted me to be a piano player. So she was really excited when in the 5th grade I came home and said I wanted to play the tuba. I just wanted to point out that Rissa drew this tuba for me that accompanies my poem. So be sure to check that out. Tuba's Day at the Symphony. Bright light of a sudden wakes me from my slumber. I yawn and arise from my black case, assembling myself. Blinking and stretching, check the valves, adjust the pitch. Already others prepare. I find my way to the back. Before I sat in the front, but someone complained they couldn't see. Seeing rumbling like thunder, levers working, tubes vibrating. Oh, the joy of music. Then silence. We are all intent on the baton. Soft at first, then firmer. I create the foundation. Chords emerge from the air. My throat hums the tonic. Leaning to the left, light dazzles off my brass skin. In my excited state, I dribble a bit on the floor. My hunger cannot be satiated. I must create sound. I bellow the notes written on parchment. The conductor signals, I rest, panting and shaking, while the oboe sings the melody up to the flute. Now the violins whisper and gossip together. The cellos chatter at the nonsense of the violins. Trumpets begin to laugh sharp and high. Enough of their nonsense. My reared head calls loud and long. The basses regard me sideways. The clarinet titters at me. Was it a mistake? Too early? No, the conductor smiles. The trombones, I notice, are creating harmony on my notes. The aloof harp takes advantage of the fighting between the violins and French horns to steal the melody. Everybody begins to complain, such insolence. Furiously waving, the conductor settles us all, bring to the whole harmony and conclusion. The bassoon nods his head. He liked my double contra F. On my way through the crowd, the basses are serious as usual. The flutes giggle at the outrageous trumpets, and I exchange hellos with the timpani. Back to my case, where I clean my tubes and settle down, close the lid to dream of the joy of music. So I'd like to ask Allison, Amy, and Rissa to please come up here. All three of them. Is Rissa still not here? Where'd she go? Oh, she disappeared. Oh, no. All right, so all of you have worked really hard. So I wanted to give you a certificate for what you did. So Allison, our certificate features the logo and the cover for this one. And Amy, especially grateful for all the hard work you did putting in for editing. We're sorry to see you leave. So, and Rissa's here. So thank you to both. I do have what's called printer proofs. If you've heard of the word proofread, you create proofs before you print the final copy, and you double check, make sure those proofs are correct. So any of those of you who are here that had pictures that were published, I have the printer proofs of the pictures if you would like them. Come get them from me afterwards. There is artwork of the various people that have submitted to Folio. Please check them out before you leave, and make sure you pick up a copy of the current Folio back there on the table. We also have some past editions. You're welcome to pick one of those up. Want to say thank you to Tahar Catering for bringing the food. Notice in the back corner there, we do have a little bit of some snacks and things that you can get. As you talk about all the great things that you've heard and seen today. Also, thank you to Mike DeLuca, who was doing the Zoom for us. And Jerry, I thought I saw you. Yes, Jerry Harwell is the chair of our department. So I'd like to thank her for coming and for all of the support that she's given us. And all of the other faculty, students, staff, and everybody else who has contributed. A big thank you. So a reminder that Folio is published every fall and spring semester. So I look forward to seeing you for the spring edition. Thank you.